All right. Sorry about the delay there, folks. Welcome to the daily voiceover huddle. My name is Mike Cathcote, and of course, I am not Bill DeWeese. Bill is taking the week off. So he will be off from Christmas to New Year's or the day after New Year's. So you got me. Today, you got me New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And once again, sorry for that slight delay when we first came on here just a second ago. For some reason, YouTube was just spinning and spinning and spinning. It wouldn't let me get in. So, welcome. The day after Christmas, first day of Hanukkah, Boxing Day. Lots of stuff going on today. So, wherever you are in the world, thank you for taking some time to join me this morning. Um, and hey, don't forget to chime in on the live chat. I'm going to do some shout outs just like Bill does as usual. So hopefully we'll uh, get to you here in just 1 second on that. Also, let me know if Santa maybe brought you some VO related items yesterday. Maybe you got a new microphone. Maybe you got a new computer. Maybe a booth, an interface, something VO related. Let me know what you got if you got something. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm kind of new to this, so I'm trying to remember all the things that I'm supposed to say. Like and subscribe, and share this content with people who you think might get something out of it. Um, and today we are going to talk about the three-legged stool of voiceover. So those of you who are in the voiceover blueprint have probably heard me talk about this. And by the way, the blueprint is kind of the flagship training program that we've put together over the past few years, which is definitely the most robust and comprehensive voiceover training in the known galaxy. Just so deep when it comes to all the content that you can learn from in the blueprint. So if you want to check out more of that, by the way, check out the description below. There's all kinds of links to all that training down there. So we talk about the three-legged stool of voiceover. And just like with any three-legged stool, if you lose one of those legs, it's no longer a stool, it's firewood. So there are three main things in the voiceover industry that if you do without any of those, you're done. Your business is done. And those three things are you ready? Are you ready? Those three things are performance, marketing, and sound quality. If you don't have any or one of those things, one or more of those things, you don't have a business. Okay. So there are some smaller kind of, if you drill down a little bit, there's a few things within those things, but those are the three pillars or the three-legged stool of voiceover. So think about it. If you've got great performance, in other words, if you've got all the skills as far as, the acting skills, you can deliver a great conversational read. You can, do a good, warm, sincere, caring type of read or a rugged read or a super high over the top, high energy read. You've got all those skills and you've got good sound quality. You've dialed in your booth. You've got all the things in there, all the treatment and everything sounds great. And you've got a really great effects rack and everything just sounds just perfect when you export that thing out. You've got that. But if you don't have marketing, in other words, if you can't get it out in front of the right people, it does you no good. If nobody can hear you, nobody can hire you. So that's marketing. If you don't have the marketing, you're done. Now, flip it around a little bit. If you've got the marketing, you've got the sound quality, but your performance is off. You sound like you're reading out loud, which is what a lot of people think voiceover is. A lot of people think they can just sit down and start reading out loud. And a lot of the people who, come to us for coaching, that's the first thing they do is when they start to read their copy, all they can do is just read out loud, right? They can't emote. They can't put emotion out there. Um, so if you don't have that, once again, you can get it out to the right people, but you cannot get hired because nobody wants to hire someone who just reads out loud. All right, so that's number 2. The third thing is if you've got the performance, if you've got the marketing, but your voice, your recording sounds bad. You haven't really dialed in your space, you haven't gotten a good audio engineer to, set you up with an effects rack that really sounds professional and broadcast quality. You can have all the other stuff, but if you don't have the sound quality, you're done. So always, always, always make sure that you run that by someone who has an engineering background to make sure that your recordings are professional sounding. So you may have a great booth. This booth that I'm in right here is a fantastic booth, but I still had to get an engineer to dial it in for me to make sure that all the settings were good for my voice, for my space, for my microphone. And whenever you change anything in that space, if you get a new microphone, if you add more treatment to your space or get a different booth or whatever it is, always go back to the person who set you up with that effects rack to begin with and get them to change it with the new scenario, because anything changes, it's going to change your settings. So, and my settings are different from your settings. Everybody's different. Everybody's configuration is different. So that's why you need to have that set up. So those are the 3 legs. If you have any of those out of whack, it's going to be a problem. So make sure you focus on those 3 big things. Now, like I said, there's a few smaller things in there that, do count. So, make sure you get into that stuff, the business side and all that. But as far as just the 3 main things that are gonna keep you working in this business, whether it's full-time or part-time, there you go. Okay, that's my spiel for this morning. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I know everybody's got stuff to do still, and I hope you did have a great Christmas yesterday, with family and friends. Maybe today is gonna be all about returning some gifts. I won't tell if you don't, but, yeah, that's I've got a few to return today myself. So, there you go. All right, let's get to some shout outs. Let me hop over to the chat here, and we'll just start at the top. And like I said, don't forget to chime in from, where you are and, your name and where you're from. All right, we've got Rusty from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Good morning. He was first in today, by the way. Welcome, Rusty. Uh Edward from New York City. My daughter is actually heading to New York City tomorrow. She actually got on her red-eye flight, last night from Phoenix here to Connecticut and, is gonna visit some family, there, her cousins, and, they're gonna go to New York City tomorrow. So, I'll have her stop in. I'm just kidding. Um, Nancy in, Yucatan, South Dakota. Nephi from Knoxville. I'll see you soon, sir. I'm heading to Knoxville tomorrow myself. John from Denver. I think I told you the other day I lived in Denver for a few years myself there too. And Jim from Memphis. That's 2 from Tennessee. How many more are we gonna get? Timothy from Altoona. Santa brought me 2 Fiverr jobs on Christmas Day. Whoa, wow, that's pretty rare. Most people are kicking back on Christmas, but somebody's trying to get it done, right? So good job, Timothy. Um, I didn't set mine to, out of the office or anything because I figured it was probably gonna be very, very slow, so I don't bother about that. But when I leave tomorrow to go out of town, I'm definitely gonna turn it off because you don't wanna get caught with a job and not being able to deliver in time. So, Celeste, happy Boxing Day from Newark, Delaware. Celeste, thank you so much, and I hope your knee surgery or knee replacement surgery is recovering well. Um, I didn't have that per se, but I had hip surgery a couple of months ago, so I hope you're recovering well from that. Kirk, good morning from Greenville, South Carolina. Jim from Northwest Indiana. Oh, I'm sorry, Northeast Indiana. All right. Colin from Houston. Jason from Kearney, Nebraska. David from Hamilton, Ontario. Doug from Greensboro, North Carolina. GS from Longview. Good morning, Scotty. Scotty from Brookings, South Dakota. John from Rhinebeck. Hey, Ralph. Nice to see you from Fresno. Always good to hear from Ralph Tolles. Celeste says, I got a dead. this this scared me for a second. Celeste says, I got a dead cat mic cover. I really like it. I just saw dead cat for a second and it just kind of threw me. So that's awesome, Celeste. Good job on that. Um, Jay King got a wireless keyboard. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, there's Big Troy Gibson. Happy holidays to you, sir. Amisha says, good morning from South Carolina. John from Atlanta, the ATL. JJ Holland from in foggy Minnesota. No VO stuff. She got watercolors though, and I think you got something else on the way too. And it might not have gotten there by Christmas, but it should be there imminently. Ken from Woodstock, Georgia. Nothing video related from Santa. That's okay. Denise. Let's see. She got a new studio arm for a Rode NT 5th generation mic and a 4 terabyte detachable hard drive. Yes, and by the way, that's a great point. I try to never save anything, any files that are work related on my computer. Always keep them on a separate hard drive. That way, if anything weirdo happens to your computer and it happens to just, crash or whatever, you can actually have access to your files. Put them on a separate drive. All you got to do is unplug the drive, plug them into a new computer. You're hot. So always good to keep that extra hard drive. And yeah, 4 terabytes. Holy cow! You'll never fill that up. I do a lot of video editing myself too, and I've got a 2 terabyte drive, and man, it's not even close to being in the vicinity of the neighborhood of the ballpark of being full. Police Commander Z3 from ATL. Thank you, sir. Lynette Kelly. Hello and happy holidays from Lynette in Sparks, Nevada. Ollie says hi from, doesn't say where, but hello and happy holidays to you, sir, too. Kirk says Santa brought a new Focusrite 2i2 V4 and a new MacBook Air. Beauty. Man, you're getting set up. Very nice. Just remember on that MacBook Air, don't forget to put that extra hard drive, like I just said. Don't put everything on the machine itself. Sandra says, good morning from DFW. That airport at DFW, I tell you, I love and hate it. I'll just leave it there. It is the most sprawling airport I think I've ever been in. Gene from DFW as well. That's 2 in a row from DFW. Oh, and we've got Terry from Chile, Falston, Maryland. We've got Andrew from Latvia. Wow, we're global today. Joy from cloudy and cold Southfield, Michigan. I don't know if I told you guys, I'm in Phoenix, and it was probably, I don't know, 75 yesterday. So we're running around here in shorts and stuff on Christmas Day, but we pay for it in the summertime, I'll tell you that. Dr. Bob says, good morning from Clearwater, Florida. Thanks, Mike, for your technical advice this past year. Well, my pleasure. Thank you. I spent some time in Clearwater several years in a row, actually, right outside of Clearwater, actually. My grandparents used to live down there, and I used to go down there and spend the summer. Denise says, VOBP helped me have my best VO month-wise and VO month dollar-wise this month. Very good, Denise. Yes, the people in our blueprint. By the way, if you are in the blueprint, chime in on and let us know on this chat, because it is a great way to kind of ramp up your VO, your biz. Jim says, Lenny B is my sound engineer of choice. Excellent. Just make sure that somebody has got your back on that. Don't wing it. what sounds good to you, the untrained ear, may not be good when as it relates to, the professional ear. So, good job. Diane says, "Your student Diane from Highland, Wisconsin. Looking forward to a great year working more with you." Well, thank you, Diane. Yeah, Diane and I are working on uh, 2 demos. We've already finished her commercial demo, and we're working on her narration demo. And she's already got that out, doing her marketing with her commercial, and we'll be able to with her narration when that's done, put it up on the website, and then start doing that direct marketing thing. Zach from Fargo, North Dakota. Watch out for those wood chippers up there. Brian from Chicago. Wally, a great day for the VO community. Thanks for being here, Mike. Looking forward to a new year. Yes, thank you, Wally. Me too. Looking forward to working with you in the blueprint. Jim says, Phoenix, do you know voiceover Angela? She's from there. I've heard the name. Sorry, the sun's starting to come up. I'm gonna close my shades here. I've heard the name. I don't believe I've had the pleasure though of meeting Angela. But Angela, if you're on, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to grab a bite to eat or some coffee or something, and we can chat. Ron from Grand Haven, Michigan. Edward says, "Merry Christmas to you and yours. Hope your daughter enjoys her Big Apple visit." Yep, she goes there quite well. I wouldn't say quite often, probably once a year. She's 17, which is a little unnerving to send a 17-year-old by herself across the country. But when she gets there, her cousins are a little older than her, so she's going to be going with all of them to New York. She's been there a few times, but it's always a little unnerving when you send a 16, 17-year-old to New York City. Jim says he has 2 hard drives inboard and a 3 terabyte outboard. Yes. And what you could do, I mean, like I said, I typically don't save anything, locally to the computer. But if you want to do that, just make sure you're putting a duplicate either on that hard drive or putting it in the cloud so you can access it. Becky says, "Morning from the mitten. Hope to see you tonight on the webinar." Yes, I do 2 webinars for the blueprint. Tonight we're doing our performance webinar. I do one on Mondays for marketing. And we're about to kind of shake that up a little bit, but we'll talk about that soon. But yes, I do those too. So yes, I'll be on the webinar tonight, and we can do some reads. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, okay, TR1P9PY is the username here. I got a new compressor mic with an interface and a new addition for a kid, or a new audition for a kid show. So I hope it goes well. Happy holidays to you and Bill. Well, thank you very much, whoever you are, and good luck on that audition. Break a lip. And yeah, boy, you got hooked up. You got a compressor mic, interface. Nice. All right. I'm guessing it's Claudia, and they're in Brazil. So I guess I guess it's Christmas there too. I don't know why I got confused there. And yes, JJ Allen's JJ is a VO blueprinter here. Yep. And Kirk says yes to the blueprint. Now this is the time to rock it. Absolutely. In fact, I'll be on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and what I'm planning on New Year's Day is let's talk about those New Year's resolutions. So if you plan on joining me on New Year's Day, let's talk about what you're planning on VO wise for the new year. So keep that in mind. Wally says VO Blueprint rocks, Annapolis, Maryland. Thank you, Wally. Jim Williams says she does what Bill does, help people in VO. Okay, gotcha. I think you're talking about Angela. Yeah. Like I said, I have heard of her, but I've not met her yet. Big Apple voiceover. Good morning from NYC. Don't talk to strangers in NYC. Yes, we've already told her. Believe me, we sat her down and we went through all the things. to do and not to do in the Big Apple. Russ from Tupelo, Mississippi, birthplace of the king. Edward also says, don't make eye contact with anyone in New York. Also, very good advice because you just never know who you're going to run into. Um, we were talking actually, and the biggest thing that she was not a fan of is all of the characters who try to jump in and try to get you to take your picture with them. You know, like the Spider-Mans and the SpongeBobs and all the superhero characters and movie characters, mostly in Times Square, where they want you to get your picture made with them, and then they want you to pay them for those pictures. And they're pretty pushy, actually. And if you kind of shun them away or politely decline, they get really upset. So we've told her to watch out for all that. And it can be a little crazy. John Drennan, good to see you, John. Haven't talked to you in a while. John actually visited me here in Phoenix a few years ago. We chatted a little bit while he was in town. Edwin, good morning from Miami. Not big on New Year's resolutions, but I do plan on tuning in more every morning to Bill's live streams. Well, thank you. And like I said, Bill will be back on January 2nd for the live stream. Big Apple voiceover says, if it's too good to be true, it's a scam. That is very, very true, but not too good to be true. Ken says, I grew up in NYC. Stay away from dirty water dogs. Um, that's a new one on me. Maybe you can elaborate, but dirty water dogs. Is that actually dirty water canines? Or is that a like a name for something else that I'm not aware of? Let me know. Big Apple voiceover says, VO Blueprint changed my life. Me too. And for those of you who missed my last live webinar with you guys back, whatever it was, a few days ago, I bought the blueprint when I was kind of re-entering the voiceover world many years ago. In its first incarnation, it was much less robust than it is now. But yes, 100% changed my life. It allowed me to actually go full time and do this for a living now. And I love it, love it, love it. Wouldn't do anything else. But yes, it definitely it changed my life and it saved my life. So big fan. Oh, okay. All right. So Ken says, the dirty water dogs are hot dogs in a dirty water push cart. Yes, yes, yes. And I have to admit that I have had one of those. And you just kind of have to put it out of your mind. Boy, they taste good, just like those hot dogs at the ballpark, right? They taste great. You just gotta put out of your mind what you're actually consuming and just enjoy the experience. That's it. Dirty water pushcart dogs. Um, yep. Don't eat street food in general. Okay, well, I'm getting lots of, I need to pass a lot of this stuff along over to my daughter Greta, um, who, by the way, she also did voiceover. I mentioned this, I think, on the last, webinar as well. She did voiceover from age 10 to about age 14, 15, um, but then got too into other stuff. So Marcus says, good morning from Springfield. Thanks for filling in. Good to see you. NYC, what can I say? You can't be too careful. That's the truth. Ken says, Gray's papaya equals yes. I'm not familiar with that. All right, we are at the bottom of the comments. And once again, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this day after Christmas and first day of Hanukkah and Boxing Day and all that fun stuff. I hope you have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you all here a week from today and a week from yesterday. No, I'm sorry. Bill will be here a week from today. I'll see you a week from yesterday and the previous day. So I will talk to you then. In the meantime, Like I always say, break a lip. Talk to you soon.